Now at 5, area law officers conducted drill training how they would handle a mass violence emergency. Plus, health officials push for COVID vaccinations ahead of the holidays. And
attorneys for the Department of Justice and former President Trump face off in a courtroom. I'm Natalie Brand with what the Justice Department is asking an appeals court to do.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
it looked real, but it was only a drill as local law officers and others practiced how they would respond to a large-scale mass violence. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. Integris Health Miami Hospital, Miami Public Schools, and numerous area law enforcement agencies participated in the training scenario today. It was designed to challenge local resources and personnel with numerous mock injuries and casualties.
In the event that something like this were to happen, and Miami Police were one of the agencies, if not the agency that responded to it, we always can do a better job, no matter how well it goes. But one of the things we can do to better prepare to help our community is to engage in training like this so that we know what we can do better.
Normal emergency department operations and patient care at Integris Health Miami Hospital were not affected by that drill. KDOT officials say US 169 is expected to open tomorrow to traffic between K39 at Chanute and US 54 at Iola. That section's been closed for reconstruction since December of last year. They say the reopening should occur tomorrow afternoon. Customers of Spire Natural Gas in southwest Missouri will have to pay more. Spire West residential customers currently pay about 79 cents per 100 cubic feet of natural gas. That's climbing to 92 cents. That's an increase of nearly 16.5%. The rate change starts on November 29th. According to the Missouri Public Service Commission, that increase is largely due to estimated changes in the wholesale cost of natural gas. Doug Heddy joins us now with a first look at the weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be another nice day for us today. Plenty of sunshine, temperatures fantastic, highs near 60 degrees, but we're tracking a storm system. This is going to bring in rain starting tomorrow night into Thursday morning, so that's going to have a lot of focus as we go through the next couple days. If you are going to be outside this evening, it looks great. Look at this, mid 50s, even upper 50s. Once you get into our western counties, we have this kind of light southerly wind, a little breezy during the afternoon, but this has actually helped our temperatures warm up as we've gone through the day. Clear skies now, but our next storm system is looming off toward the north and to the west, and that will start to affect us as we go through the next few days. Clear skies tonight, not as cold. We'll dip back to about 38 degrees. Clouds will start to increase late tonight. We're going to break down this storm system here in just a bit.
All right, we'll catch you then. The legal wrangling over the documents seized at former President Donald Trump's Florida estate continues today, with one hearing being held in Atlanta along with a new court filing in Florida. Reporter Natalie Brand has more details from Washington.
Lawyers for the Department of Justice and former President Donald Trump are back in court, this time before the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals in Atlanta.
The Department of Justice has argued all along that it was inappropriate for the district court judge to have even appointed a special master.
The independent arbiter, Judge Raymond Deary, began his work as special master in September, reviewing the documents seized from Trump's Florida estate. David Weinstein is a former federal prosecutor for the Southern District of Florida.
What they're doing is urging the Court of Appeals to overturn what the district court judge has done, throw out the appointment of the special master, and allow the Department of Justice to proceed forward with its investigation.
The Department of Justice days ago appointed a special counsel to lead the probe into the former president's handling of classified documents, which some legal experts say could mean the criminal investigation may be coming to a close.
I would expect that we are going to see something either at the very end of this year or the beginning of next year with regard to a potential indictment in this matter. And being a candidate for office at this point in time and not having been nominated doesn't provide any different protection for him.
Tuesday, Trump's lawyers also asked a federal judge in Florida to release the unredacted version of the search warrant that authorized the August 8th search of his Florida residence. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
And in another legal setback for the former president, the Supreme Court issued an order refusing to block the release of his tax returns to a congressional committee. House Democrats now have a short amount of time to receive and review the returns before Republicans take control of the chamber next year. Rescue workers are racing to reach people still buried in rubble a day after an earthquake struck Indonesia, killing more than 250 people. Many of the victims are believed to be children trapped inside their schools. The 5.6 magnitude quake damaged thousands of buildings in the West Java province. Seismologists report dozens of aftershocks. A helicopter pilot and meteorologist who worked for North Carolina television station WBTV died in the crash of the station's helicopter next to an interstate highway in the Charlotte area. The men were identified as meteorologist Jason Myers and pilot Chip Tayag. No ground vehicles were involved in that crash. Still ahead, giving boosters a boost.
The nation's top health experts are urging more Americans to get an updated COVID vaccine. I'm Skyler Henry in Washington with the sprint to get more shots in arms by the end of the year.
Plus, the possible link between blood pressure and personality traits. Those stories next in Health Watch. Topping today's Health Watch with Thanksgiving almost here, federal health officials are ramping up efforts to get more people boosted against COVID in an effort to prevent another surge. Skyler Henry has more on today's briefing from the COVID-19 response coordinator and the chief medical advisor.
Federal health officials announced a 6-week sprint to get as many Americans as possible vaccinated with the updated COVID-19 boosters before the end of the year.
The best way to save lives this holiday season is to ensure that all Americans, particularly seniors, get their updated COVID vaccine and their flu vaccine.
The push comes as the U.S. deals with high levels of influenza, as well as the respiratory illness RSV. The White House says 35 million Americans have received the updated shot so far, including 16 million seniors. The updated boosters contain a component that targets the Omicron BA4 and 5 variants.
If in fact you are vaccinated and boosted compared to an unvaccinated person, there's a 14 times lower risk of dying in the most recent BA4-5 era.
Tuesday's briefing marked Dr. Fauci's last time at the White House podium. Next month, he steps down as President Biden's chief medical advisor and the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases.
Our country is stronger and healthier because of his leadership.
During his long career, the Brooklyn native advised 7 presidents, helping lead the federal response to many public health challenges, including HIV/AIDS.
Every day for all of those years, I've given it everything that I have, and I've never left anything on the field.
But his leadership on COVID led to sharp criticism from many Republicans, and House GOP leaders have promised to investigate. The infectious disease expert says he will absolutely cooperate with congressional hearings, saying he has nothing to hide. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Washington.
The White House announced an additional $350 million in funding for community health centers and $125 million for local aging and disability networks to get more high-risk Americans vaccinated. A study supported by the National Institutes of Health found high-density lipoprotein, which is considered the good cholesterol, might not be as strong a barometer of heart health among all racial and ethnic groups. Researchers found lower levels of HDL were associated with increased risk of heart attacks among white adults, but not black adults. They also found higher levels did not predict reduced heart disease risk for either group. Acupuncture can significantly help relieve lower back and pelvic pain often experienced during pregnancy. Researchers found no side effects for newborns whose mothers underwent the therapy, and they found other benefits, including better quality of life. And a blood pressure reading is 2 numbers. That second number is likely to cause neurotic personality traits, be an indicator anyway. Researchers say keeping your diastolic blood pressure under control can help you curb neurotic behaviors such as anxiety and depression and heart and circulatory diseases. That is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, we're going to take a look at holiday travel plans.
Plus, with those holiday travel plans, we have some rain rolling in. We're going to talk about that coming up. Well, it definitely turned out to be another nice one for us today. 4 days in a row, we've had pretty much sunny skies. Temperatures warming up, highs upper 50s to near 60. We still have clear skies right now. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, that will change late tonight into tomorrow as we start to get the clouds really increasing across the region. All right, temperature is still pretty good. It's 55 in Nevada, it's 53 in Neosho. It's 55 in Miami, Pittsburgh, much of the same, almost 60 once you get out toward Independence. Light southerly winds kind of helping those temperatures warm up for us today, and we'll continue to see the southerly winds sticking around for about the next 2 days. 7th and range line looks okay. 54 southerly winds, light, humidity at 57%. Through the evening, slide back through the 50s, 40s, eventually 38 later on tonight. Not as cold as what we have seen over the past couple nights. Clear skies here. Look at the clouds increasing. Arizona, parts of New Mexico, into the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas. These clouds will spread in as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight and then into the daytime hours for us tomorrow. Next storm system is building out across the Pacific Northwest, and that will really start to affect us by the time we head into really tomorrow night and also into Thanksgiving. So that's something we'll have to really keep our eyes on. Look at this low. This is what we call a cutoff low. The jet stream is way up into southern parts of Canada, so it's spread apart from the jet stream, and this just really doesn't move that much because storm systems, they like to hang out where the jet stream is. So it takes its time pushing through, and that's going to give us several days of chances for rain. Tonight's going to be okay. Let's go through time. We'll stop at midnight near 40. Look at the clouds. They thicken by the time we head into the morning hours. Mostly cloudy skies through the morning. We still warm up, mid-50s. Clouds even thicker by late afternoon. Look at a few random showers starting to pop up about this time tomorrow evening. 40 in the morning, 54 at noon, 55 by 5 p.m. Now, as we go through the evening hours, scattered showers, could even have an isolated thunderstorm. Majority of these along and south of I-44. Scattered showers continue into Thursday morning. You can see persistent rain once you get into our southern counties. Most of us are going to be hit and miss showers really throughout the entire day as we go through Thanksgiving. These will actually taper off a little bit as we get into late Thursday night, and Friday morning, and then it will start to pick up again as we go into Friday. Look at our rain chances. They creep up really good tomorrow night, Thursday morning, taper just a little bit by Thanksgiving morning, but scattered showers across the region. I actually think our best chances for rain, those are going to hold off until Friday night and Saturday. So hit and miss showers increasing late tomorrow. Thanksgiving only 53. It's a great day to stay inside, eat, watch some football. 50 on Black Friday, rain Saturday, a high of 45. So anytime you're traveling over the next 4 days, we'll have to keep our eyes on it.
Yeah, I like that stay inside, eat, watch football
Yeah.
idea. I'm going to write that down.
You do that.
Thanks, Doc. Coming up, holiday vacation destinations. First, though, we honor a local Korean War era veteran. Charles Kimbrough served in the U.S. Navy from 1953 to 57. He was a radar operator for anti-submarine missions. His hometown, Carthage, Missouri. And we are proud to salute Charles Kimbrough, our four-state hero. Topping today's Consumer Watch, payments paused again. That's the word from President Joe Biden this afternoon regarding student loan repayments. Loan holders expected to start repayments starting in January, but the administration's student loan forgiveness program was expected to start canceling up to $20,000 in debt for low and middle income borrowers before then. Well, now the freeze is extended, with payments resuming 2 months after June 30th. That's unless a U.S. Supreme Court decision on the president's student loan relief program comes first. This holiday season is predicted to be one of the busiest on record and one of the priciest. AAA projects more than 54 million Americans will travel 50 miles or more this Thanksgiving. That's the third busiest period since the agency started tracking data in 2000. Wendy Gillette reports from Aruba on this year's most popular destinations.
Husband and wife Kevin Telly and Becky Kiley are joining the estimated 49 million Americans hitting the road this week.
Thanksgiving, we're driving up to Minneapolis from Chicago.
AAA says 4.5 million people will fly to their Thanksgiving destination despite higher ticket prices. Priceline estimates domestic flights this holiday season are 15% more expensive than last year. International airfares are 20% pricier.
Clearly, fuel prices are up over 50% versus even a year ago. And of course, just inflation in general, the cost to staff the airlines, the cost to service the planes, et cetera, all lead to higher airline prices.
But that's not keeping travelers from taking the vacations they desire. Hot holiday destinations include New York, Atlanta, Las Vegas, Orlando, and internationally, Europe, Tokyo, Dubai, and the Caribbean. In Aruba, arrival numbers are setting records above pre-pandemic levels, according to the Tourism Authority. Here at the Renaissance Wind Creek, which has a private island where flamingos roam free, more than 80% of rooms are already booked for the holidays, with most ocean suites sold out. It's a similar situation at the Marriott Resort and Stellaris Casino, where we stayed for a special rate. It's almost 95% sold out for the holidays.
There was a lot of pent-up demand. People have waited to travel for about 2 years. We have a lot of regular guests who've been coming to Aruba for many years.
Hotel rates for international destinations are a better bet than those closer to home. According to Priceline, holiday prices are up 7% in the U.S. from last year, but have stayed flat overseas. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, Renaissance Island, Aruba.
Now, if you are driving this week, the traffic analytics company INRIX recommends leaving early tomorrow morning before 11 a.m. on Thanksgiving and not driving between 4 and 8 p.m. Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Vanderbilt University and the University of California, Berkeley recently wrapped up what's being called the world's largest traffic project. The 5-day exercise, dubbed the Circles Project, used specially designed Nissan Rogues with artificial intelligence to assess the impacts on traffic when using systems like cruise control. The study was largely funded by the U.S. Department of Energy, and its goal is to cut down on traffic jams. A final check of the forecast up next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, we visit a hospital overwhelmed by a flood of RSV, flu, and COVID patients. Then on KOAM News at 6, the role Miami's hospital played in today's mass disaster drill, plus the investigation into a quadruple homicide in Oklahoma. And we're going to hear from the Lamar Tigers as they prepare for a state semifinal matchup with Seneca. Stay with us. CBS Evening News and KOAM News at 6. And forget car and bus rides, some Joplin Elementary School students have rediscovered pedal power. A group of 11 Joplin Elementary School students last year decided to start biking to school together. A mother of elementary school kids decided to put together the bike bus, as they call it. Riding to and from school is not only good exercise, but it also avoids the hassle with drop-off lines. The organizer says it wasn't hard at all to get the neighborhood kids to participate in this.
Very easy, very easy. They love bike bus. Some of them are knocking on my door at 7:10, just ready to go, waiting for that 7:20 departure.
Williams says she's happy to help anyone who wants to start a bike bus in their neighborhood. It's a nice idea.
Yeah, good idea.
What's the weather going to be like for those bike bussers?
Well, tomorrow, I guess they're mainly out of school this week, aren't they?
Well, that's a good point, yeah.
But anyways, tomorrow we're going to have a lot of clouds. We are going to start to get a few showers popping up by the evening hours. Rain increases tomorrow night into Thursday morning, kind of lets off Thursday afternoon, picks up again late Friday night into the weekend. Temperatures also cooling off.
Thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next. And of course, we're going to be right back here for KOAM News at 6. See you then. Let's make it a great evening.